everyone. This is Dr. V. Anita Rani, Associate Professor in Chemistry from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. So today we are going to discuss about types of corrosion. So there are different types of corrosion. We are discussing only three types: waterline corrosion, galvanic corrosion, pitting corrosion. Waterline corrosion. So this type of corrosion occurs due to electrochemical attack of the metal surface exposed to electrolyte of varying concentrations or varying aeration. Means if the electrolyte having different concentrations, when metal is exposed to that concentration of electrolytes, then metal will undergo corrosion. Or varying aeration means differential aeration, means different concentration of the concentration of oxygen. When it will be there in atmosphere, then also waterline corrosion it takes place. Means the water differential aeration corrosion means the concentration of oxygen it will be more in some areas, it will be less in some areas. So the corrosion takes place due to in metals it will be due to difference in concentration of the metal ions, or it will be difference in the exposure to air or oxygen, that is called differential aeration corrosion. So in two ways the metal is undergoing corrosion. So for example, first we are taking here one beaker. We are taking in the beaker we are filling, in half of the beaker we are filling the water. We are taking electrolyte solution is a sodium chloride solution. In that solution, in that beaker, we are dipping the zinc rod. Half the rod we are dipping in the solution. Half the rod it is exposed to the here in atmosphere, it is exposed to the open part. So here when we observe in this condition, which part of the zinc metal will undergo corrosion means we can observe very clear here there is a differential aeration corrosion is taking place. Differential aeration will be there here, means in water the concentration of oxygen will be different, and in the open part the concentration of oxygen is different. So where the corrosion start, which part of the metal will undergo oxidation reaction means the corrosion takes place, or the oxidation reaction starts in the metal where the metal is just beneath the level of the water. That part of the metal will undergo oxidation reaction. Nothing but that part of the metal it will act as anode, and the open part of the metal will act as cathode. So from this diagram you can observe very clearly and see the metal which is partially dipped in sodium chloride solution. So the metal which is dipped in the solution, that part of the metal will act as anode, and open part means exposed to the outside atmosphere, that part of the metal that will be act as a cathode. So electrochemical cell developed here. See, electrochemical cell means what? Formation of anode and cathode. So the anodic part will undergo oxidation reaction, and cathodic part it will undergo reduction reaction, and at anodic oxidation takes place and it leads to the corrosion in metals. So waterline corrosion, we can take one more example also. We can take a steel tank or iron tank we can take. So where water is half filled in the iron tank, which part of the iron tank that will undergo corrosion means where the iron tank, iron metal, where it will undergo corrosion or where it will act as anode means just beneath the level of the water, where the iron metal is there, that part starts acting as anode. That part will undergo oxidation. That part of the metal will lose the electrons, means undergo oxidation reaction, and that is the metal is converting into metal ions and losing electrons. That metal ions again reacting with oxide ions or hydroxide ions. When it is reacting with the hydroxide ions, then rust will be taking place on the surface of the metal, or the rust will be taking place in the tank. So here the concentration of oxygen above the water surface is greater than the under the surface. Means the concentration of O2, above the water surface, concentration of O2 will be there, and below the here below the water surface where the concentration of O2 will be, it will be less. So where less aerated part is there, that part will undergo corrosion, that part will act as anode, that part will undergo oxidation reaction. So then it generates oxygen concentration cell. So it is called oxygen concentration cell. Oxygen concentration cell means in one part of the aerated part, concentration of O2 is different. The other part, that is just below the water level, that part of the concentration of O2 here in the oxygen concentration will be, it will be different. So there will be oxygen concentration cell develops where the concentration of O2 is less, that part will act as anode, that part will undergo corrosion. Where concentration of O2 is more, where dry aerated part, that part will act as cathode and that part will undergo reduction. So this is called waterline corrosion. So where the in this cell where the metal is undergoing corrosion means what we discussed here means, what we understood here means the metal just above the water level is it will be cathodic. The metal just below the water level will be, it will act as a anode and it will undergo corrosion reaction, it will undergo oxidation reaction, and metal will undergo corrosion. So this is called waterline corrosion. Then the other type is galvanic corrosion. So we discussed in electrochemistry about galvanic cell. What is galvanic cell? That we are taking zinc and copper electrodes in zinc sulfate solution and copper sulfate solution, where these two electrodes, zinc rod, copper rod, it is connected to the voltmeter. So that is called a galvanic cell. But here we are going to discuss about galvanic corrosion. What is mean by galvanic corrosion means, when we are exposing dissimilar metals, to environment, one metal will undergo corrosion, one metal will be protected. So when you are taking any two different metals, for example you are taking zinc and copper metal, when you are taking zinc and copper metal, zinc metal is more electropositive in nature and copper metal, it is weakly electropositive, means it is more electronegative in nature. When we are comparing these two metals, which is more electropositive, that is zinc is more electropositive compared to the copper. So when you are taking these two dissimilar metals and exposed to the electrolytic conditions, then when it is exposed to the moisture conditions, then zinc metal will be undergoing oxidation reaction, it will act as anode, and zinc metal will undergo corrosion and copper metal will be protected. So here we can see here, when two or more metals when it is contacting in electrolyte, one metal will act as anode, the other will act as a cathode. So if the electrolyte contains only metal ions that are not easily reduced, okay, the cathode reaction is reduction reaction will be taking place, that is H plus ions are reduced to H2 gas, and oxygen it will be reduced to hydroxide ions, where you see here, so Na plus ions, Ca2 plus ions, K plus ions, Mg2 plus ions, Zn2 plus ions, all these are means what? The sodium metal is undergoing oxidation reaction, calcium, potassium, magnesium, zinc, all these metals are undergoing oxidation reaction in presence of acidic solution and in presence of neutral solution, and these metals here it will undergo oxidation reaction and undergo corrosion. And here we can see here, when electrode potential difference between the reactions at the two electrodes, it is the driving force for an accelerated attack on the anodic metal which dissolves in the electrolyte. Means when there is more potential difference between the two metals. For example, zinc electrode potential is that is 0.76 volts. So we will write in electrochemical series that is a standard reduction electrode potential of zinc is minus 0.76 volts. and copper electrode potential we will write plus 0.34. So when there is more difference between the potential difference between the two metals, one metal will undergo corrosion and one metal will be protected. Means one metal will undergo oxidation reaction, one metal will undergo reduction reaction. So this leads to the metal at the anode corroding more quickly than its otherwise would, and corrosion at the cathode will be where corrosion will be inhibited here. So the presence of electrolyte and electrical conducting path between metal, so it is essential for galvanic corrosion to occur. Means to takes place the galvanic corrosion, the two dissimilar metals when it will be exposed to the electrolytic solutions, electrolytic conditions or electrolytic solutions, one metal will be undergoing corrosion. So here you can see in this example copper metal, you can see copper rivets, and you can see here wrought iron, that is in this part that is corrosion product is formed, where corrosion have taken place here because of the two dissimilar metals. Wrought iron is there and copper is there. So in this copper is that electrode potential will be 0.34 and iron will be that is minus 0.44 volts. So iron it is more electropositive compared to the copper, and iron it will undergo corrosion, and copper undergo corrosion. Iron means undergo oxidation reaction, and copper it will undergo reduction reaction, and iron undergoes corrosion, and copper will be acting as a cathode, and that does not undergo corrosion. So when two dissimilar metals are there, one metal will undergo corrosion and the other metal will be, it does not undergo corrosion, it will behave as a cathode, it will act as a cathode. So this is about galvanic corrosion. So first we discussed about waterline corrosion. When differential aeration is there, here oxygen concentration cell developed, one part of the metal will act as anode, one part of the metal will act as a cathode, that is by forming the oxygen concentration cell. Where concentration of water is less, that part will act as anode. Where concentration of water is more, that part will act as cathode. Then anodic part will undergo corrosion, cathodic part it does not undergo corrosion. The second type is galvanic corrosion. When two dissimilar metals are exposed to the environment, one metal will undergo corrosion, the other metal it does not undergo corrosion, it will undergo reduction reaction and it will act as cathode, it will be protected. Third type of corrosion is pitting corrosion. So pitting corrosion, it is a type of corrosion that attacks a local area of the metal and leads to the formation of holes in the metal. You can see here in this metal, on the surface of the metal, you see how the holes are formed. Holes are formed in the metal. This type of corrosion, when it takes place, means when the small area is affected by the environment and becomes anodic, and another area in the metal that will act as a cathode. For example, you take one iron metal. When we take iron metal, on the surface of the iron metal, iron oxide scale will be formed. If that scale is having some crack, that cracked part will act as anode and rest of the part will act as a cathode. That cracked part where anode part is there, that will undergo oxidation reaction, that part will undergo corrosion, and the rest of the part, remaining part of the metal, iron metal, that will act as a cathode. So where the small anodic area is there on the iron metal, that in that small anodic area only, more oxidation reaction takes place, more dissolution of the metal takes place here, more loss of electrons from that part of the metal takes place, and these electrons are gained by the large part of the cathodic area on the metal. And so here, when small anodic area is there, where more dissolution of the metal takes place, only that localized area, and that is here it leads to the formation of holes in the metal. So that is forming like a pit on the surface of the metal, that is called a pitting corrosion. So when small anodic area is there and large cathodic area is there, so here it is called severe corrosion in metal. Severe corrosion in metal. So in this example, you can observe where a small holes are formed, that is like a pits are formed. So that part of the metal is undergoing corrosion more rapidly. That part of the metal is undergoing corrosion, and rest of the part it does not undergo corrosion. That part will be act as a cathode. So this is called pitting corrosion. So we completed types of corrosion, that is waterline corrosion, next pitting, galvanic corrosion, pitting corrosion. Waterline corrosion means the corrosion of metal takes place just beneath the level of the, just below the level of the water. That part of the metal will act as anode, that part will undergo corrosion. And then above the water level, that part of the metal will act as a cathode. Then galvanic corrosion, when two dissimilar metals are exposed, one metal will undergo corrosion, one metal will be protected. Then pitting corrosion, when any metal is having any cracks, any scratches, then any dust particles, then that part will act as anode and remaining part will act as a cathode. And that small anodic area, it is where more oxidation reaction takes place, more loss of electrons will be taking place by the demand of the electrons by the large cathodic area. That small anodic area where it leads to the form like a pit, so it is called pitting corrosion. Then we are going to discuss the other topic here, factors influencing rate of corrosion. So how corrosion in metals are taking place means in two ways corrosion in metals takes place. That depends on by nature of the metal itself and by depends on nature of the corroding environment. So the rate and extent of corrosion depends upon various factors due to the nature of the metal and nature of the corroding environment. So we will discuss nature of the metal. So by nature of the metal, how metal is undergoing corrosion. Purity of the metal. Impurity of metal it generally causes heterogeneity. What is heterogeneity? Means nothing but forming a minute electrochemical cells like forming anode and cathode. So anodic part it gets corroded, it will undergo corrosion. For example, zinc metal containing impurity such as lead or iron undergoes corrosion. Means zinc is containing what impurities? Lead and iron. Means there is some minute electrochemical cells are formed. Here zinc metal will act as anode, then iron metal will act as a cathode, then zinc metal will undergo corrosion. Means if the purity of the metal is 100%, no corrosion. Means zinc metal purity is 100%, no corrosion. If zinc metal purity is only 50%, then the corrosion will be taking place. So if the purity of the metal is more, then corrosion will be less. Then there is a purity of the metal is less, then it leads to the corrosion. Then position of metal in galvanic series. So the metal higher in the series are more active and suffers corrosion. For example, lithium, sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. All these metals are placed in top of the series. Why these are placed in the top of the series means that metals can easily undergo oxidation reaction. So that metals can easily undergo oxidation reactions. That metals can easily lose the electrons. Okay, so that metals can give electrons to the electrons to the H plus ions and reduce to H2 gas. Here all metals which are placed above the higher in the series, that metals will undergo corrosion. That metals will be more active in nature. Zinc metal is more electropositive in nature. That metal only will undergo corrosion. It is more active in the active metal in nature. So the rate and extent of corrosion, it is directly proportional to the electrode potential difference between them. Means if there is if you take any two metals, for example you are taking magnesium metal and copper metal, if there is more potential difference between the two metals, then one metal will act as anode, one metal will act as cathode. One metal will undergo oxidation reaction, one metal will undergo reduction reaction. Definitely one metal will undergo corrosion. So there should not be more potential difference between the two metals. Then we can we can reduce corrosion, but here we have to see that position of metal in galvanic series. Based on that, we have to select the metals. The nature of the surface film. When metals are exposed to atmosphere, all metals are get converted with a thin surface film of metal oxide. So this we will discuss in dry corrosion, that when metal is exposed to the atmosphere, the metal is containing metal oxide layer. That metal oxide layer will be either it is a protective layer or non-protective layer. Okay, so the ratio of the volume of metal oxide to the metal is known as specific volume ratio. If the specific volume ratio is greater, then there will be less oxidation corrosion. Corrosion will be less in metals. If the specific volume ratio is less, then corrosion will be more in metals. For example, the specific volume ratio of nickel, chromium and tungsten are 1.6, 2.0 and 3.6. So here the specific volume ratio of tungsten is more, that is 3.6. So here the oxidation corrosion, the rate of oxidation corrosion will be least for tungsten compared to the nickel and chromium. So here the more the specific volume ratio, the lesser will be corrosion in metals. The lesser the specific volume ratio, the more will be corrosion in metals. What is specific volume ratio? That is the ratio of the volume of metal oxide to the volume of the metal is known as a specific volume ratio. So this about this nature of the surface film we discussed in Pilling-Betworth rule. Next, relative areas of anode and cathodic cells. The relative areas of anodic and cathodic areas. For example, if the metal has small anodic and large cathodic area, means small anodic area is there, large cathodic area, the rate of corrosion is very high. Why means here at that small part of the anodic area, more oxidation reaction takes place, more loss of electrons from that part of the metal is taking place, and these electrons are gained by large cathodic area, and it wants more electrons for the reduction reaction. It draws more electrons for the cathodic reduction reaction to takes place. So more oxidation takes place at anodic area and more reduction takes place at cathodic area. So there will be the rate of corrosion will be very high when there is a small anodic area and large cathodic area is formed in the metal. So the electrons are which are liberating at anode that will be consumed by the cathode. If the cathode area is larger, and the liberated electrons are rapidly consumed at cathode. So this is further enhancing the anodic reaction, leading to increase the rate of reaction. So when there is a small anodic area and large cathodic area in metals, then there will be corrosion will be more in metals. So we can see in this diagram, you can understand very clearly. So this is like an example of pitting corrosion only, formation of pit. So this part of the metal, it will undergo oxidation reaction, where iron it is losing electrons by giving metal ions. That electrons are gained by the oxygen in presence of water and reduced to hydroxide ions. And this Fe2 plus ions and hydroxide ions, it will combine together and forming a ferric hydroxide, means the rust is formed, ferrous hydroxide is formed. Ferrous hydroxide, if enough amount of oxygen is there, then that will be forming like ferric hydroxide, that is a hydrated ferric oxide, that is called yellow rust. That is a rust formation. Rust formation is there at cathode. Physical state of the metal. Metals with small grain size have more tendency to undergo corrosion. Means if the size of the metal is smaller, then that will dissolve easily in presence of moisture conditions. Then that will undergo corrosion. So if the size of the metal is grain size of the metal is more, dissolution will be taking place very slowly, then that metal does not undergo corrosion. nature of the corrosion product. Solubility of the corrosion product means if the corrosion product is soluble in the corroding medium, then the corrosion proceeds at a faster rate. Otherwise, if it is insoluble, corrosion will be suppressed. Means if corrosion product, if it is soluble product is there, then there will be more corrosion. The rate of corrosion will be more in metals. If the solubility, the product, corrosion product, if it is insoluble corrosion product is there, then corrosion will be suppressed, means there won't be corrosion. So for example, lead sulfate formation in the case of lead in H2SO4. For example, you are taking lead metal in H2SO4 solution or exposing to the acidic conditions, forming a lead sulfate layer is formed on the surface of the lead. But what type of layer is formed? That is insoluble corrosion product is formed, insoluble layer is formed, where the lead metal, it does not undergo corrosion. Next, volatility of corrosion product. If the corrosion product is volatile, it evaporates as soon as it is formed, then by leaving the underlying metal surface exposed for further attack. This causes rapid and continuous corrosion. For example, molybdenum forms molybdenum oxide layer, volatile metal oxide layer, where immediately this layer, after forming this volatile metal oxide layer, it evaporates immediately. Again the metal is attacked by the oxygen, again volatile metal oxide layer is formed. So this is called continuous corrosion. Entire metal will be undergoing corrosion. So nature of the corrosion product, so that is depends on formation of the corrosion product, the metal will undergo corrosion. If the product is a soluble corrosion product is there, that metal will undergo corrosion. If the metal is containing insoluble corrosion product, that metal does not undergo corrosion. If the metal is containing volatility of corrosion product, when it is exposed to the atmosphere, then that metal will undergo corrosion. So this is called continuous corrosion. So it is called severe corrosion. So we discussed till now about that is nature of the metal, that is the factors affecting rate of corrosion, how the rate of corrosion is influencing by nature of the metal. Now next, what are the factors due to nature of the corrosive environment, means how metal is undergoing corrosion by exposing to the environment in different conditions, like a temperature. For example, with increasing temperature, if the temperature is more high temperature, the corrosion rate also will be more, because reaction will be more chemical reaction is taking place. So diffusion rate of ions in the corrosion medium increases, and corrosion will be more, it will be there in metals. Humidity. The higher the humidity, means like a moisture conditions, the higher the humidity of the atmosphere, the greater is the rate and extent of corrosion, because moisture acts as a medium for O2 in air and behave as an electrolyte. So in humidity conditions, in moisture conditions, the metals will undergo corrosion. Immediately the metal will undergo corrosion. So atmospheric corrosion of iron is slow. In dry air compound to moist air, means when you take iron metal exposed to the dry atmospheric conditions, corrosion will be very slow. Corrosion will be low, and it will be taking place very slowly, and compared to the moist air. In moist conditions, in moisture conditions, humidity conditions, the iron metal will undergo corrosion. Faster corrosion will be there in moisture conditions compared to the dry atmosphere. Iron combines with O2 and water to form ferrous hydroxide, which combines with atmospheric CO2 to form a ferrous bicarbonate. So here the metals undergoing corrosion. Here when in atmospheric conditions, means when moisture conditions are there in atmosphere, metals undergo corrosion. Presence of impurities. If atmosphere is containing the gases like CO2, carbon dioxide, SO2, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, and fumes of H2SO4, HCl, etc. If these are present in the atmosphere, then the metals will undergo corrosion. Then effect of pH. So generally in acidic media, metals will undergo corrosion, so than alkaline and neutral media. So metals here, for example, if you take metals like a pH below 5, 4, 3, 2, like that, metals will undergo corrosion. So for example, here atmospheric metals like aluminum, lead are corroded in alkaline medium. But some metals that will be here that does not undergo corrosion in alkaline medium. For example, you take zinc metal. Zinc metal, when you increase the pH to 11, we can minimize the corrosion. But that zinc metal in acidic conditions, zinc metal will undergo corrosion. So effect of pH will be there. Some metals will undergo corrosion in acidic conditions. Some metals we can minimize the corrosion here in alkaline conditions. So based on that, we have to see that which are the metals are undergoing in acidic conditions and which are the metals are undergoing corrosion in alkaline environment. Amount of oxygen in atmosphere. When the percentage of oxygen in atmosphere increases, the rate of corrosion also increases due to the formation of oxygen concentration cell. Means if the oxygen concentration cell is formed, for example, waterline corrosion, so oxygen concentration cell develops. Means the concentration of O2 is more in above the water level of the iron tank. Concentration of oxygen is less below the water level of the iron tank. So different there is a formation of oxygen concentration cell is there. Where the concentration of oxygen is less, that part is acting as a anode. That part of the metal will undergo corrosion. Where the concentration of oxygen is more, that part will act as a cathode. So the decay of the metal occurs at the anodic part, and the cathodic part of the metal will be protected. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.